Let's imagine world peace together and bring on this ascension. I have a crazy theory for entertainment purposes only, a social experiment if you want to participate. For the rest of this video, this symbol represents you, just a generic user photo. For the rest of this video, imagine that you have virtually uploaded your photo here. Please scroll on if you don't want to participate. Also, this is delivered with unconditional love as exemplified through Jesus Christ in the Bible. And this is about imagining world peace together, which doesn't that sound like a crazy thing to do? How in the world would someone even do that? Well, I'm going to tell you how the media has been getting us to imagine things our whole lives and taking control of our collective consciousness. It's through stuff just like this. It works on your reticular activating system in your brain, your subconscious belief system. The day I make this, there was a big outage with AT&T and other carriers, and just in case something happens, and we have sporadic coverage here. This is the most important video I could ever possibly make, and it also probably looks like the silliest. And in a minute, I'm going to glue you here. But you're already written into the story here. You are written into this picture, again, with unconditional love. Imagine this visual of just a bright light coming from outside space, from outside the galaxy, from as far away as you can possibly imagine. A bright gold pillar of light. It could also be white, but for our purposes, it's going to be a bright gold light. Gold actually represents universal consciousness, and that's what we're going for here. So this is you. This is a pillar of light, of gold light. Yes, I know this looks ridiculous. In fact, the more ridiculous it is, the better, because your subconscious will grab onto it more in disbelief. If you think this is ridiculous, I just want you to know that I send you peace and joy and everything good in this world. That's what I want for you. Anyway, basic drawing here of a gold light coming from outside space to you. This represents God. It represents the love of Jesus Christ. Unconditional love and kindness for all people. It goes down through you and into the earth and resonates through the whole earth. Think about it going to the earth's core. And then this is the energy that comes out from it, from you, just from your love, just from your meditation, your visualization. Like, imagine if we all come together on social media and do this. The way that Hollywood has done this for years, like put out stuff on Netflix and say, hey, this is how the world ends. Maybe even secret societies that crept into the book of Revelation and said, hey, this is how the world ends. Why don't you manifest this together? How about we manifest something good like world peace, which you just imagined. You just imagined world peace. And I'm going to tell you something. This also lines up with the 7 chakras. Now, or you can say chakra if you want, but this is the 12th chakra, number 12. I'm about to color this in according to the 7 chakras, which represent the 7 seals and the 7 churches in the book of Revelation. Also, Jacob's ladder and the coat of many colors. Remember how he fought his way up to wrestle with God in Mount Peniel, which is your pineal gland, okay? You can look that up. You can give that a Google if you want to. And as I think about this, you know what I'm thinking about? Because I take the Bible as an allegory. I'm just going to color this in kind of crazy. You got these 2 people holding hands here, and I'm just going to color them with the rainbow. But I just keep thinking about that verse in the Bible about the lion lying down with the lamb. And how that's true world peace. Just imagine leaving your house tomorrow. Imagine going outside and having nothing to worry about. No reason to even lock your car door. No reason to carry a weapon. No reason to look over your back for anything, because there is peace, because everyone loves each other, because we have ascended to the new earth full of peace and love and all the things that should have been here to begin with before, well, I'm just going to say, before some unfortunate things happened. But you know what? We're coming back, guys. We're coming back. We are struck down but not destroyed. Going up the ladder here. Now we're at the throat chakra. And next is the third eye, Mount Peniel, which I just mentioned, if you want to look it up. And again, I take the Bible as an allegory, a beautifully, beautifully written allegory. And it's too bad that the Gospel of Thomas was left out, but it was done on purpose by people who didn't want us to know the truth. And you can also give that a Google, and I will talk about that more later. Probably speed up the rest of this, and I'll be back with you in a second. Look how horribly I colored in all these symbols of peace. But the whole point of this was not to not overthink it, just kind of go with my mind. And like, here, people holding hands, 2 different doves carrying olive branches, an open palm holding a heart, and watercolor. Think about water, like we are water. Living water will flow. Like, anyway, that's another reason why I picked water to do this. I feel like it transmits the color more. Don't underestimate God. Don't limit God. This might just be crazy enough to work. You have just imagined world peace. I want you to really think about this. Like if you ever, and you don't have to imagine my crazy colors because I know this looks weird, but you now have a symbol. Like you can color in your own or just draw your own if you want to. This came from a journal I created, but you can just make your own. You can have your own symbols. And when you start with symbols like this, it makes it easier to visualize other symbols. It just because it tricks your brain into thinking, I've already done that. And you know what? You've seen it. You have a visual of this. It can be that simple, guys. I promise. And especially if you add to it the emotion, sit with this. Just think about what world peace would feel like. Think about peace in your life. Like I said, leaving your house tomorrow with nothing to worry about. Making peace with your enemies. Wow, if you really want to take this up a notch, imagine full-on conversations where you seriously just make peace with your enemies. Talk about the love of Jesus. That's what he came here to show us. Anyway, now I'm going to glue you to this. You're going to be glued to world peace. We're going to make this happen. I have complete faith. I'm going to glue you right to the world. Well, you know what? I'll just move you up there where you should be. There. The bright light of heaven. That bright light comes down. Just imagine the feeling of warm sun washing over you. Imagine the feeling of meditating, like sitting in a place like where you are right now, but instead you're in a world where there's world peace. Like, just think about it. Just imagine the feeling of going outside and you have no fears. There is peace. You turn on the news and all of a sudden these superpowers a world over that used to hate each other are somehow making peace. Groups of people that you thought would never get along, suddenly making peace. Not just that, but breaking bread together, having dinner together, like actively making peace together. Imagine that. Imagine that as you imagine that warm light washing over you, going down through you and down into the center of the earth, where it can then radiate out to everyone else, those positive vibes, those amazing vibes, peace, joy. You need to imagine world peace together. And if you've watched this far, you definitely have. You have visualized it, you have imagined it. Let's bring in the new earth. It is spoken, it is written, and so it is. Amen.